So you've run a logistic regression in SPSS, and now you're staring at something called block zero and block one. What does that even mean? Let's break it down. So block zero is what SPSS calls the beginning block, as you see up here. It's your starting point. It's the idea itself is this is a model with no predictors at all. It's simply just the intercept. So this is like SPSS saying, let's see how well we do if we predicted everyone had the same exact outcome. There's no math, there's no variables, just a guess based on the overall proportion of the outcomes. So if we said maybe 80% of the students in your data weren't on academic probation, this model would just predict not on probation for everyone. That's block zero. So let's say that 75% were not on probation, 25% were. Block zero would predict everyone was not on probation because that's the most frequent outcome. That's what it's looking for. So its classification accuracy by nature would be 75%. But now we take it over to block one. Block one is where the modeling, like the real modeling itself, actually begins. So here SPSS includes all the predictors you selected, everything here, right? And things like ACT scores, tutoring where they live on campus, and so on. This is where the logistic regression is actually doing its job, because it's what it's doing is it's calculating the odds of being on probation based on those inputs, which is what you're going to see all the way down here in the exponent B and the beta coefficients. Once you add predictors in block one, SPS is taking some idea like, okay, now let's see if knowing ACT scores, major status, tutoring helps us better guess that 75% rate. So if your model's accuracy jumps to 85% from 75%, and that improvement is statistically significant, that's evidence that your model is meaningful. So essentially that's why you're leveraging block zero against block one. So why do we need both blocks? Well, here's why. What it's going to do is it's going to give you a baseline to compare against. It lets you ask, did my predictors actually improve my ability to classify students at risk? And then that's what the model chi-square test in block one is actually going to tell you, which is what we see right here. Whether your predictor model is a statistically significant improvement over the baseline in block zero. So SPSS is using block zero and block one to calculate the model chi-square statistic, which tests whether your model fits significantly better than the null. So it's like saying, do we improve prediction enough by adding these predictors to justify using this model? Otherwise, let's just essentially go with the base rate at, let's assume it was 75%. So let's say your block zero model was right, let's say 80% of the time, just by guessing not on probation for everyone. After adding predictors in block one, you're now at 88% of the time. That's a big win. What you built is a model that actually helps you do better at blind guessing. So what block zero is essentially is it's a benchmark to show how well your model does compared to guessing based on the average. And it's used to calculate the model improvement statistic like the model chi-square. And it lets you see if your predictors are actually helping your model itself. When you first run a logistic regression in SPSS, you're first met with this concept of block one. And no, it's not an error. It's actually the null model or the starting point before we've added any predictors. It shows us what would happen if we tried to predict our outcome. In this case specifically, academic probation with no variables at all. Take a look at the classification table for step zero. It shows that the model predicted every single student would be on probation, and it was right 85.5% of the time. Now, that might seem pretty good, but if you look closer to the ability to predict those that are conditioned on whether they actually were. And what we find is that while it sounds good, it missed every single case where a student actually was on probation. So while it does a good job of getting cases right, it completely falls flat to identify the students we actually care about, which is the ones we need to help. Next, we see the variables in the equation table right here. This isn't showing us any predictors yet, just the intercept. So what it's telling us is the baseline odds of a student being on probation is the exponent B of 0.169, or about, when you convert it, and I'm going to show you how we get here in a second, about a 14.4% probability. So that's our starting point. If we know nothing else about a student, we'd guess they had about a 14% chance of ending up on probation without adding any variables into the model itself. And finally, SPSS shows us something fairly useful. Actually, I call it really useful here. And the variables not in the equation. So these are the predictors. They haven't been added to the model yet, just essentially how strong they are on their own. So check this out. ACT math, English, reading, science, all significant. Attending supplemental instruction, remarkably predictable with that 70.406 score. Male students, undecided students, also showing significant effects. So this gives us an early signal of which variables are going to be worth paying attention to once we build a full model. So you don't want to breeze by block 0. This is going to be very, very significant and kind of the preliminary of us looking at what we need to look at without adding a lot of the noise of what we're going to get in block 1. So what's the point in all this? Block 0 is giving us a baseline for comparison. It shows us how well we do without any predictors at all, just guessing based on the most common outcome. And that lets us ask critical questions once we build our full model. Do these predictors actually help us identify at-risk students better than guessing would? So now what we're going to do is we're going to move into block 1, where we actually add our predictors and test whether we can beat that 85.5% guesswork baseline and start building a model that truly identifies the students who need support. Hope you enjoyed this. If you got value out of it, go ahead, hit subscribe, and look forward to putting out more videos for you.